Joe is leaving a train station. He's heading north at 90 kilometers an hour. Meanwhile, Steve is leaving the exact same train station heading northeast at 100 kilometers an hour. With all that information, how many electrical outlets are in the room that I'm sitting in right now? I feel like that's what school's like sometimes. Hey there, welcome back to True North Reviews. My name is Ryan, and today we are doing an episode of Hot and Cold. This is the final one for 2019. One last time we're doing it. We'll be talking about the best and worst music I heard over the past week, and the hot being the best, the worst being the cold, and some middle-of-the-road tracks too. For this episode, we'll be talking about any songs released between December 15th and 21st. I will be counting a few songs that were put out a couple days after that because we had some big time releases from Drake and Tyler, the Creator. But this should take us through the end of the year. I don't see any big releases coming out for the rest of 2019. Anyways, first up, we're going to be talking about the hot tracks, the best of the week. We have a couple from Billie Eilish. These have been previously released before. Come Out and Play is the name of one of them, and then the other is called Listen Before I Go. These were recorded in a live setting as Apple Music hosted their first award show back at the beginning of December. They unveiled their Artist of the Year, going to Billie Eilish. They had their Breakthrough Artist of the Year going to Lizzo, and the Song of the Year going to Old Town Road. At the ceremony, we had Billie, who performed as part of being Artist of the Year, and her and her brother Phineas, they played a bunch of songs, ones that have obviously been released, most of them from the debut album, but a couple of them were recorded and put out as audio files to have as exclusives on Apple Music, I believe. These are the songs that I am letting you know about here, but I also did check out the performance, which I thought was very well done. It was intimate. You could hear some of the fans singing along, which might break the serious tone of some of the tracks from Billie, but I think it just adds to the emotion and vulnerability that we have on these tracks. It's also nice to hear Billie transition her voice to the stage. I know I've been skeptical in the past of how much vocal processing she uses during the recording, but after hearing her kill it with this Apple Music Awards show and how well she did on the Carpool Karaoke with James Corden, I have no doubts to believe that she's the real deal, that she really is, as if her debut album wasn't any indication of that to begin with. Moving on from there, Bombay Bicycle Club have released a new single. It is the latest one to be put out in support of their upcoming album. This song is entitled Racing Stripes. This is the closing track to their album, which I think is a bold thing for an artist to put out as a single before the full record drops, because obviously it is spoiling the end of an album. However, I don't think that this song in particular will ruin the album that it's coming out on. Sure, it does, because I literally heard it, but it's something different for Bombay Bicycle Club. If they flesh this idea out for a few more songs on this upcoming record, I could see myself enjoying it quite a bit. Next up, we have the Dirty Road version remix of Dark Saturday by Metric. This is a Canadian synth pop group. It's an acoustic recreation of that song, the intro cut on their 2018 record Art of Doubt, which I absolutely loved. If you recall, it was my third favorite album of 2018. I love that record, love the song, and I do get behind the vocal performances from Emily and the band's interest to recreate their songs with acoustic versions as they perform them live. I don't think this song was recorded live, but I did get to see them perform this year, and it was a heck of a time. Dark Saturday, though, this release, it's pretty commendable. Shows off the versatility of Metric. And lastly, now the final hot track of 2019. It's going to Tyler, the Creator, with Best Interest. This is a rough draft or demo that didn't fit onto Igor, that incredible album that was put out this year from Tyler. It fits well with the themes. Musically, it is soulful. Tyler is admitting to being a homewrecker. The flows are invigorated, the beat is bouncy and bubbly, and although the song does sound like it's unfinished, you'll get to the end of it and you'll be like, oh, was that the end of it? Yeah, it's nice that we got this after months of having Igor released. Tyler easily could have just not released it. He could have left it on his phone, but I think this was a good one to release. Moving on to the middle of the road tracks this past week. These are songs that I thought were okay, not great, not terrible. First up, we have a new single from Drake. This one is called War. It is a SoundCloud single. It was dropped on December 23rd. It's a part of this rumored mixtape that will be coming out in 2020. It features the production from the British producer Axel. And like most Drake songs over the past year, I guess, they're passable. They're passable. There are a few good songs that came out from him this year, but then there's just a lot that I'm just like dying inside because I hear some cringy bars and I'm just like, nah, can't do that. There are some good puns on here though when he makes references to PC culture and PC as in the operating system of a computer. He's also talking about bat boys and being pinched. The song itself, though, I'm not really gravitating towards it. I think the video, like the music video element of it, definitely enhances the song, but I definitely don't see this one being one of Drake's more successful songs over the past couple years, so it's okay. Moving on from there, Last Time is the name of the latest single from the metal band Sepultura. New record on the way from Sepultura. They are a Brazilian metal group. New record coming in 2020. Last Time is the name of this new single. It's the second one that's come out for this record. It is deafening. We have speedy drumming. We have atonal guitar chords. The classic ideas that are woven into a thrash metal song, but we do have some anthemic and melodic elements to the track as well, especially with the choir group vocals and the guitar solo towards the bridge. But then we're quickly thrown back into the fire of the outro, which is just loud and blaring. I think this track does play with a few genres. It's not really the most memorable tune for me personally. Lastly, for the middle of the road tracks this week, we have a new song from Popcaan. This one is called Promise, and upon my first listen of it, I thought it was just atrocious for its auto-tune, and it was flavorless for its reggae. The melody on this track, however, did win me over. Not enough to convince me that it's incredible, but still something to check out if you are on a beach somewhere warm, enjoying the holidays. And now, lastly, we have the cold tracks over the past week. These are definitely the worst I heard, and thankfully this is the last time I have to talk about bad songs in 2019. First up, we have Na 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 by Now United. This has cliched lyrics, bland production, and the chorus sounds like Camila Cabello with no gut or soul. Moving on from there, Machine Gun Kelly has a new track. This one is called Why Are You Here? I'm not a fan of the lyrics, the song structure, or the sound. I feel like they're all kind of rehashing I Think I'm Okay, which was a song that he put out earlier this year, which that song now is growing on me quite a bit. But this emo rock sound that MGK has been doing on his last few songs, I feel like he's just doing the same thing over and over again, and it's kind of hit or miss, especially with this new track, Why Are You Here? It's definitely a miss for me. Gucci Mane has a new single, new album actually too, I think. She Missed Me is the one I've selected to be on the cold tracks this week. This one features Rich the Kid. We have gross lyrics, like all these songs on this list this week. We have also a mindless and dumb flow, and a terrible beat. Why You Look Mad is the latest single from Lil Tecca. Not enjoying this one. The 808s sound very overblown and sound like crap. The vocal delivery is very lethargic. I'm convinced that Lil Tecca was just half-assing it, or he was on cruise control. The instrumental even fades out at the end of the song because I think the label was just like, yeah, that's enough. We should probably stop there. And that's where we are going to stop for the year actually too. So there's Hot and Cold, the final one for 2019. I hope you enjoyed it. I don't know how often I will get around to this series in 2020. I have a pretty hectic schedule for the first few months of the year, so it might become a monthly kind of routine instead of weekly. I definitely do want to keep doing it. I will try my best, but no promises with how often, how frequent these videos will be made. Anyways, sound off down below in the comments. Let me know what some of your favorite songs of the past week were. Leave a like, subscribe if you're new in town. Thanks for watching, and as always, have a rockin' day.